Welcome to the Conference Committee on Senate File 42, Taxation of Cigars. Committee, we have some differences between the two chambers. Differences, I think, can be pretty easily reconciled. And I'll entertain any thoughts.
Mr. Chairman?
Yeah. Mayor Harshman. Representative Harshman.
Yeah, you know, I said that one time and who was it told me that? It might have been Senator Coe. I said, yeah, you're not that old. But I am now. Older than you guys. No, appreciate it, Senators. Okay, so just so if there's anybody out there online listening, really I'm asking the question, Senator, really three issues. The big one is the timing of the payment of the excise tax, which is 20% on this all other category of snuff, or I think snuff might be in there. Yeah, tobacco, kind of in some of these hand-rolled stuff. So 20%, instead of paying that excise tax when you purchase it, pay it when you sell it in your retail space. That's one issue. That's an easy one I think we can fix. The other is the current tax rate is 20% on the excise. And then the other part we got in here, we're trying to create a new space with a premium cigar. So is that kind of how you see it, the three issues?
Yes, Chairman Harshman, I agree with that. Those are the three issues and the differences between the houses.
Yeah, and the appropriations follows settling those, because that's a major difference.
So anybody got any motions on the bill?
Representative Yen?
Mr. Chairman, thank you. So I guess I'm trying to think of the procedure on how to do this. I believe it would be to adopt all the Senate amendments and then delete and further amend the Senate engrossed version essentially, and strike on the engrossed version the new language on page 2. And so if I have a second, I'll explain what that does.
Second.
So, Mr. Chairman, basically it keeps the timing where the timing of the collection of the tax can be changed. So that second part of the bill is still intact. All this does is it removes the tax cap part from the Senate engrossed, and because we're not adopting any of the House amendments, the tax portion doesn't change, only the tax collection is changed in the bill.
And the definition of premium cigar goes away, correct?
Yes, because the definition of premium cigars is not in the engrossed version, and it was put back in the House amendments, but I would like to delete all the House amendments.
Okay.
So we delete all the House amendments and go to the engrossed version, is that?
Mr. Ch-
With one further little amendment.
With one further amendment
Yeah,
to strike the cap.
Yeah, we do a delete and further amend and strike the cap.
With 30 cents.
Yeah, and that gets rid of the appropriation.
Mr. Chairman, that's correct.
Okay. Any discussion on the amendment? Question? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? That has been adopted. Committee?
Let me ask one final question. What that does that lower any of the existing taxes?
No,
No.
I don't believe so. Senator.
It changes the timing, but it doesn't lower any of the existing.
Current tax rate is 20% on the wholesale, 10% of the other
And the 20% is consistent across the board.
for other tobacco products.
Okay. And that removes what caused me to vote no on the bill to start with.
And then just a quick question to Mr. Chairman. On page 3 of the engrossed version on line 7, that and cigars, is that still necessary?
Let's see. Do we have Miss Lewis in here, or is she behind the pillar there? Miss Lewis, can you come up to the stand, I guess we'll call it? The hot seat?
Good evening, Mr. Chairman.
Good evening, Miss Lewis. Did you hear Chairman Harshman's question on the page 3, line 7, and cigars? Do you know if that needs to still be in there with these amendments?
Mr. Chairman, Co-Chairman Harshman, yes, that does need to stay since it's specific to just the cigarette. Otherwise, this subsection I is not in the OTP and exclusive to OTP. So adding cigars is important there for the reporting.
It does, and then with the timeline as well on page 4. So where it adds cigars, because C is the timeline, it adds cigars to that timeline.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
yes, that's
Just
correct.
wanted to make sure before we sign off. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Lewis. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Chairman.
Okay. Any further discussion on the matter?
Well,
Yeah, I think we need a roll call.
you had a unanimous
No.
vote, didn't you?
I think we had a unanimous vote on the amendment, so
We just need to all sign the report when it comes around.
sign the report when it comes out, and unless there's any further business, this meeting's adjourned.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Gentlemen, appreciate your time.